Well, hey everybody, it's Atlan, and today I'm going to show you my pack load for a trip I got coming up next weekend. Very excited. First backpacking trip of 2015, finally. But getting out for 2 nights, 2.5 days roughly, in the Charles Deam Wilderness of Indiana. And it's about 3 hours from here. Now I'm very excited because, again, getting out for the first time, doing some hammock camping. This is going to be a little bit different than the typical trips that I do with my buddy Joe that you've seen. Usually we go someplace really backbreaking and just rough, and somewhere like the Red River Gorge, something with a lot of miles, and we do a lot of ups and downs, a lot of elevation change, things like that. This is going to be pretty much a flat trail. It's going to be just kind of some woods, but it's got a really nice payoff at the end. It ends up at a beautiful lake, and amazing hammock camping spots everywhere along this lake. So it's going to be it's going to be a fantastic trip. It's just going to be really just a chance to relax and chill outdoors, do some gear testing with some new stuff that I've got that I'm going to show you here, and just a chance to be outside and not have to worry about bears or anything like that. There are snakes here, that's probably about it, but just great place to go. So let me show you my pack loadout. I'm taking a little bit more than I usually do for this trip because it's going to be an easy, pretty easy trip. Like I said, pretty easy trails, so it's going to be, I'm taking a little bit more weight than I would normally would. Plus we have a guy going with us, a buddy, my friend Rob, who has never really backpacked before. So taking some extra things for him, taking some extra comfort items just for all of us, and we're just going to enjoy being out in the woods. Let's take a look at what I got. Okay, so this is my pack for the trip, and you've seen this in videos before. I have never actually done a review on this pack, though, amazingly. This is my favorite overnight pack, really. This is the Osprey Kestrel 48 pack, and I've had this for about 4 years now. Used it on countless trips. You've seen it in countless vids. One of these days I will get around to actually reviewing it because it pretty much is the same pack. It hasn't really changed since I bought it, because it's such a tried and true design. But it's a pretty nice pack. Not the most ultralight thing. It's, you know, it weighs about, it's over 3 pounds, you know, empty. But it is bomb proof and it is comfortable, and I love this pack, and I love pretty much the way I've got it, you know, configured. I pretty much got it dialed into just exactly how I like it for comfort and everything else. So I pretty much, you know, stick with this pack for especially a trip like this. The trails are going to be easy. You know, we're not going to do that many miles. I'm not going to have to worry too much about, I'm going to have to worry as much about the weight. One thing I'm going to have to worry about, though, is the weather. It's right now, the forecast is still a week out. The forecast is for showers and thunderstorms the entire weekend. So I'm sure to be taking with me this time, this pack has an integrated rain cover into it. I will be taking that for sure. And you know, a few extra ounces, but it's fantastic because it wraps over the whole Kestrel pack, keeps everything bone dry inside. Super nice, really nice sil nylon rain cover. Came with the pack, so another reason I love this integrated pouch. It's fantastic. Now for sun protection, I'll be taking my Marmot cap here. It's the same material as the pre-sip jacket, so it's kind of a little water resistant. Definitely sun-proof, you know, UV resistant, and it's just very comfortable, nice mesh inside. So I always take this with me hiking in the summer. It's a fantastic hat. Definitely be bringing that along. Starting on the outside of the pack here, in this pouch right here, these are my alcohol fuel bottles. This will be my first time taking an alcohol stove backpacking, and I'll be using the one provided by Rob over at Backpacking Adventures. He made a really nice one out of the rolled can design for the beer can, the aluminum beer bottles. So that is a fantastic stove. I'll show you that in a minute. But that's the fuel for it. I keep it on the outside of the pack in case it spills. Over here on this side, basically there's not a whole lot to show you in here, but I basically keep this in zones. So this side of the pack I keep separated for, I kind of consider this my toiletry side. So I keep toilet paper, trash bags and things like that for trash. So I would put any kind of anything that I would need to pack out, such as toilet paper or trash or anything, goes in this pocket on this whole side of the pack. And I always keep it that way. So I never put food on this side of the pack or anything. It's always just kind of dirty stuff stays in this side of the pack. This side of the pack is kind of like my survival, miscellaneous type stuff. So for this trip, like I said, I will be hammock camping. So I am bringing, for this one, a piece of Tyvek. This is going to be my ground cover for underneath the hammock. Keep things dry on the ground a little bit. My new Moore companion, which I have not taken out in the backcountry yet. Very excited to have this. So that is going with me. It's a stainless steel version. And then what else do I have in here? Oh, of course, this is my fire making kit here. Not fully complete yet. I need to add a few more things to this, but a couple lighters, pack of matches, and a fire still. So I have 3 sources of fire right there. And then I have some fat wood for fire starting. So I'll be adding some Vaseline soaked cotton balls in there and things, so I have extra ways to start fire. If it's really wet like it's supposed to be, getting the fire started might be a little bit of a challenge, maybe a lot of a challenge. We will see. Coming around to the back side of the pack here, or the front side, I don't know, the back side. There's the air escape flow I was talking about as far as just comfort, things like that. Oh, this other side pouch here, I do have a flask. This is going to be for our 10-year-old scotch that we're bringing along to partake around the campfire, hopefully. I love this flask, even though it's really big and kind of oversized and kind of obnoxious. It holds a lot, so it's perfect for spirited beverages. I do have a hydration bladder, 2-liter in here. It's an Osprey hydration bladder with detachable hose. It's a newer model. And I bring the hose down here onto the left side because I'm left-handed. So I bring it down here on my left side. It's got the magnetic clip to the sternum strap. So when I've got it on there, it keeps it clipped right by me. Always accessible, always easy to get to. Got my Casio watch. Be taking that, be wearing that. At the very top of the pack, I'm going to keep this readily accessible because I have a feeling I'm going to need it this coming weekend. This is my Frog Togs rain jacket. Really simple, real basic. These are like 15, 20 bucks for these Frog Tog jackets. They're not the most durable things in the world, and I will do a review on this eventually, but I've had one of these tear on me, just tear a big hole like a piece of paper. So they are very fragile, but they work, they fit well over clothing and things like that. It's easier than taking my Marmot $100 pre-sip jacket out in the rain. I'd rather take this in case anything happens to it. Inside here I've got first aid kit, band-aids, ibuprofen, I've got water treatment stuff in there, alcohol pads, I have some more band-aids. Can't find my tick key, need to find that, it's missing. And then of course, illumination, my Petzl headlamp, my trusty Petzl, which I've had for years now, and just keeps on ticking, so I don't really need to buy a new headlamp. That works fantastically. Another thing I'm bringing for illumination on this particular trip, let's see if I can find it here, is this little push button LED right here. Pretty nice. Dutch sells something exactly like this on his site. I actually got mine from lighthound.com. They sent this to me when I bought some paracord. They sent it to me for free. So I've had it for a while. I figured it'd be fantastic for putting on the hammock ridge line at night, just kind of hanging up there, illuminate the whole inside of the hammock. Thought I'd bring that along this time, in addition to the headlamp. Just an extra source of light. I don't need a big lantern. That's all I really need. Okay, going inside the pack here. Let's start with this. This is my E-Vent from Sea to Summit. That's the E-Vent compression sack. I'll put my sleeping bag in there. Still working on getting an underquilt, so for now I'm using that. I'm using my Eureka 30-degree bag will be my quilt for sleep system. Don't have it in here yet, but I will have it in here. In here is my Toaks 600 milliliter titanium pot. I love this pot, it's fantastic. Now for this trip I did make my very first Reflectix koozie. First time making one of those, so it's not the best. It's very windy out here today. Some storms coming in. So there's the lid, of course, and here is the, you've probably seen this in my past videos. This is the stove that Rob made me out of the rolled aluminum can. Enjoy, Rob. Very nice. I've tested this thing out. I fired it up, put some heat in there, which is what I showed you, the alcohol, in the alcohol bottles. And this thing is fantastic. It's super hot. It boiled water in just a few minutes on this pot, so it worked really well. And I wasn't even using a windscreen. So I don't have a fancy windscreen, so I just made one out of this is aluminum foil, aluminum foil, and with some of that Reflectix tape on it to kind of make it a little bit sturdier. I think that'll work fine. Hopefully the wind won't be too bad where we're going, but we will find out. Now mine won't be the only cook system. My buddy Joe is going to bring his Jetboil also, I believe. So we will have redundant cook systems just in case things don't work out as they should. And I should mention that no, this is not how I'm packing everything in the pack. Kind of just throwing things in here just to keep them all together before the trip. So this is not how I'm going to keep them organized for the actual trip itself, but just wanted to put that out there. Another thing I'll be bringing, of course, is my Sawyer squeeze filter. Not the mini, I have the original. Works pretty well. No reason to buy another one. We'll show you up in here as well, this pouch right up here. This is where I always keep my maps and compass, readily accessible right here in the lid. So there's the map of the Charles Deam. This is actually where we're going next weekend, and very exciting. So we'll be parking at that trailhead, going up there. I'm just super stoked for this. It's going to be a fantastic trip. But yeah, it's a nice just printed map straight off their site from the PDF. And then of course I always bring this. It's my Silva starter 123 compass, which I've had forever. Works just fine. Digging deeper, this is my Hennessy hex fly right there in the snake skins, and this is the Hennessy Expedition ASIM Hammock right here. Not this. This is the Hammock. So I have both those. I just put them loose in their snake skins in the pack. I don't try to compress them down any more than that. Additionally, I have this. Pretty much this is my hammock and tarp bags, what I'm calling it, just to keep everything together, because it's all kind of loose, discombobulated. I don't want to lose anything. So here's the straps with the sending rings and carabiners. A lot of you are probably cringing that I'm still using that system, but it works for me. It's a really quick and easy setup, and honestly I don't care about the additional weight. It works just fine, and I'm not going to change it out anytime soon. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. This is the tarp ridge line with carabiners for that. It's Zinget line, and these are my titanium stakes from Vargo, the nail pegs. Those will be for sticking the tarp down. I actually lost one a year or so back, so I only have 5 right now instead of 6. So I don't plan to stake down the sides of the hammock once I have it up. I'm just going to swing freely. That's how I roll. I swing freely. Keep all that stuff in this REI bag here. For food, I have some Mountain House meals. Yeah, these things aren't the best, but they're really not bad. Mountain House meals aren't bad, so I'll be taking those. And of course, my Snow Peak titanium spork, which I absolutely love. And
needs to go with my cook kit over there. So as you can see, things are kind of all out of whack here. I've got things scattered all over the place, but that's all I've got right now. A couple other things I'll be bringing, of course, are extra clothes. I'm going to bring something to change out into while I'm just hanging out at camp, since I think we'll be doing a lot of that, especially if it's raining the entire weekend. We're probably going to be doing a lot of hanging at the campsite, so got to have something to do there. But as far as gear goes, this is pretty much it. This is my loadout so far. Haven't weighed this yet. Don't know how much this whole setup weighs, but shouldn't be too bad. So that's where we're at. Really looking forward to this trip, and I'm really looking forward to bringing you guys along with me. Should be an epic adventure, no matter what we do. I've been to Charles Deam before, so it's a scenic area. It's real pretty, and it's going to be making for a great video. So be sure to stay tuned for that one, because that's coming up soon. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, and I'll talk to you very soon.